signs you could have stayed. It's only over when the day is done. I never knew you was a runner, yeah. I mistook you for a son. It don't matter what we think when it's all over. 'Cause this is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah. This is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah.
Archie, is it fun? Fun.
After me. Ready? Happy?
Happy?
New?
New?
New.
Was wrong to say I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause in the story of our lives, the best of times through colored glass, time rolls on enough to let me move on past, but every little now and then it creeps on back to shape my smile.
Today is May 28, 2022. It is 2:36 a.m. This is a Saturday. I haven't been recording regarding the Sussexes, and because the squads were talking a lot about the incident, the shooting that happened in Texas, and it affected me in a way where I've addressed it, and I believe in my last video why I will not be discussing it. So, and thank God the Johnny Depp trial was going on. It kept me distracted a little bit. So that was good, because there's no word for this kind of incident. And by now you guys know how I criticize a lot the UK, certain ways things happen and stuff like that. The US has a lot of problem as well, and one of our major problem is gun. Okay, so I don't want to go too deep into that, but some of the tweets that I will be sharing with you somewhat cross over into this topic, what happened in Texas. Because usually when I bookmark certain things, I read the caption of what the person tweet. I don't go into the comments. If I like the caption, I will save that link for me to share with you. But I don't go in the comment section, the response to that tweet. That way, when I'm reading it, when I'm recording, whatever feeling or whatever thought process that I have, I could have it when I'm recording. If I read it ahead of time, majority of the time, I have nothing else to say because I've already said what I need to say to myself already. I don't know. It's weird, but this is the way that I feel like that I share some of this tweet with you. So couple topics might intertwine with the shooting because majority of the tweets that I cover, it deals with Meghan and it also cross over with the incident. There's tons and tons of videos on YouTube and on social media that you could read about the incident because it's very heartbreaking, especially if you're a mother, you have children and you could have empathy and things like that. There's so many things. I try to avoid it, but I can't. Okay. I try to avoid it, but so many people are talking about it. Sometimes the pictures that they show doesn't match with the text. So when I read the text, I know not to click to go further into that particular article or tweets or videos, whatever it may be. So there's a lot of things that even though I try to avoid it, I already know. I don't want to know too much detail. Because of that, if you are looking for things about that, you may not find it in this video. All right? Or if you were trying to avoid it, maybe this is the video. I'll try my best to avoid it because I'm trying to avoid it. But I feel like my mind, body, and soul have already wrapped my head around it into a way where I've already accepted. I'm trying to move on. And especially, I'm not the parent of any, knock on wood, that's never happened to me, but or any member of my family. But I feel like my mental stability is good enough to talk about things around it. I hope you understand. Around it, but not in it. All right? So let's go on Twitter. I hope I make sense, but I sort of know what I'm talking about. This I bookmarked, but it's down the list. But let's start with what I had bookmarked first. I saw this, an hour ago? And then I saved it, but we'll discuss it later. All right? Or maybe another video. Once I hit an hour, I'm going to go to another video. And lucky for me this week, I had a couple videos. This is what's good with having several videos scheduled ahead of time because otherwise you will not have videos to see every morning because I didn't record since the 25th, like 3 days. I didn't record for 3 days. I was focusing on the Johnny Depp, and you could go on my other channel. I have stuff about the Johnny Depp. All right. So this is the first tweet. Okay. Thank God she has her mom. And that was the 25th. You see, that was the last tweet, one of the last tweets that I bookmarked since the 25th. And I haven't had enough tweets to share with you because all the other tweets that were being discussed had to do with the shooting. So I avoid this. Okay, the squad were really talking about it, just to let you know. It's for my well-being. That's why I'm not sharing it with you. But the squad were discussing it. Okay, the squad have empathy. They understand. The squads are mothers, daughters, and siblings and fathers, so they understand this kind of situation. So they were talking about it. All right, it's not like I'm trying to keep you on the loop, but. And I know you guys understand. I truly know you guys understand, but it needs to be said. For my well-being, that's why I'm not covering it. Okay, but the squad, we're talking about it. So that was the tweet. Let's read some of the comment. All right, that's in French. Two beautiful queens and Harry too. There's some emojis. True love. Those kids are growing up with such a warm grandma. Okay, so let's go to the next tweet. I'll be checking the dates to see when they were first posted. All right, that was the 26th. Okay, the Daily Fell front page saying Harry must make peace with Polly Thomas. The same Thomas during the Netherlands INVICTUS game was calling Harry an idiot, talking to Dan Watten on GB News. I said, let Tom Watt alone. All right, so there was some stuff. What was some stuff that were going on during those 3 days that I did not share? The father, no, because I edited that video yesterday. The father who went to the hospital, I covered to a certain extent. There was something else that was going on in between. Because every day, believe me, every day the squad have new topics. I don't know how, but every day there's something the squad are talking about. But if I didn't bookmark it, I don't know. I don't remember right now. All right, so that's that. Let's read some of the comment. All Harry should do is threaten to send in a specialist to check on Tommy. Bet you Tommy will rise from the dead like a Lazarus and flee the hospital. They want information on the Sussexes. The royals who Wotton used to get information from know nothing. They're now wanting another avenue. There was something that I was thinking. Oh, during the Thomas Markle hospitalization, which I covered on my last video, there's 2 videos that I did on the last time that I recorded. One of the thing that crossed my mind, but I didn't bring it up, that could have been a sidetrack, is that there was a time, I believe, Thomas Markle went to Harpo Production, which is Oprah's. He traveled to, I'm thinking California, but it's not California, Chicago, wanting to talk to Oprah. I don't know if you guys remember. I think it was a little bit after Harry and Meghan did the interview, where he wanted to go and talk to Oprah and for Oprah to interview him and all of this. That crossed my mind on my last video when I was editing, but I was like, it's a non-starter. But all this is for him trying to get close to Meghan. And then once he get close, and I think I did say it in some old videos, is to say the same thing, continue with old habit, and then say stuff to those people for the newspapers. My humble opinion, and I'm just saying this is my humble opinion, and I think that was the reason why he's been fighting and his own mental well-being, because I think Meghan already put that wall and shut it and said, that's it, I'm done. But he's trying. Okay, they want information on the Sussexes. Okay, I read that. No matter what the circumstances of the rift between them, forgiveness is good for the soul, mental health for both parties. In some instances, yes, but you would have thought, let's say after the Oprah interview, I'm glad that I brought it up. Let's say after the Oprah interview, he stopped. Let's say he just stopped, ignore completely. Maybe there could have been a wiggle room somewhere, but the guy continues. The guy continues. Sometimes you need to shut the door and move on with your life. Because if this toxicity, you're trying to raise some young, young kids, you don't want this toxicity roll over into these kids. Because if he really wanted to stop this nonsense, he could have stopped it. It's up all to him. He needs to shut his mouth. But I don't know if that was me. I'm talking for myself. If that was me, the door will be shut, the locks, several locks on the door. I'm done. Because this kind of type of harassment for someone, well, let's just say there was a video that when Meghan was younger, she was in a car with one of her friends talking about how, I don't think it went to full detail, but it gives you a snapshot of how Meghan already saw the father. Okay? The relationship. You saw a quick snapshot how Meghan saw the father. So now, as an adult who's married, have children, and the father have fully shown himself. You remember, at a young age, Meghan saw her father in a different lens. Saw the snapshot, saw a little hint of certain things. This is my humble opinion based on that snapshot of a video. Okay, Meghan already understood the father, understood he was, how will I say that? He was somewhat, I don't know, I could say not well, I don't know, in terms of father-daughter relationship. So now as an adult, there's a full-blown understanding and said, no, that's it. That's it. I understood you. I tried to make up with you as a young child because you were my father. But now, as an adult, I have kids now. You have shown the full toxicity of yourself. I have enough. Okay? And move on with your life. All right? So this was a progression. Okay? So Meghan cannot I cannot speak for Meghan. She could do whatever she wants any point of time. Okay? And I think this is it. Okay? So let's see here. Yeah, it would have been nice, but if the father keep on showing himself, what is it? From my understanding, there's a channel he created to bash her. What the F? What the F? If Meghan speak with him once, he'll stretch that probably one word into a year worth of video, or maybe a lifetime worth of video, just that once. So it's best to just shut it, close the door, move on with your life. You already know how the person is. And he came out and said his whole job was to deceive his daughter to stop the wedding.
Right. So that may have been one of the things that upset her. And of course, the photographs were a setup. I was set up by a guy named Jeff Rayner and another guy named Dylan Howard, who was with American media, I think. And the whole thing was a plan to actually mess up the wedding.
What kind of father is that? Why? Why would he do that? And why will you make peace with that? Especially when Meghan know that she loved Prince Harry and the love was returned. It wasn't a one-way kind of love. It was a two-way kind of love. Why will the father want to do that and stop the wedding? Pay him to stop the wedding. He said it. Why will you want to continue this type of relationship with anybody? All right. If at least he came straight forward to the daughter and say, but then again, there's text messages that explain the whole, the concern that Meghan had for the father. All of that were before the wedding. Okay. The kind of genuine where Meghan was trying to make peace with him. Okay. Trying to protect him the same way she was trying to protect the mother from the paparazzi. Meghan was trying to do that. As she was trying to do that, he was undermining her. It was through all text messages. Through all text messages. How come Meghan doesn't do the same thing with the mother? The mother shut her mouth. The mother spoke to Meghan and said, look, I'm being harassed. I'm this and that and that. Meghan did whatever she could at her disposal, at her power, to protect the mother, the same way she was trying to do for the father. But the father was undermining everything that Meghan was trying to do. Why am I saying this? And text messages and court documents. Okay? So there's so much you could do. Why will you put your mental health into that? What this text is, this tweet seems to be, it's almost like the derangers. Okay? They know they don't like Meghan, but yet they keep on clicking on the Sussex Squad's silly conversation that promoting Meghan and stuff like that. And then they're coming in saying that deranged kind of stuff. So Meghan is not like that. She wants her stability. She wants her well-being. So to do that, it's best to avoid. Okay, let's see here. She can forgive him. Many already have. Doesn't mean she has to see him. Exactly. All right, Tommy not even sick. That's regarding him going to the hospital. Prince Harry, you could see my last two videos. I sort of cover him going to the hospital and stuff. Okay, Prince Harry should not respond to Thomas Markle in any way. Just ignore. I mean, the Sussex is no better. I never seen Harry. If he has, I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay, this man has been bad talking a little bit on his YouTube channel. You see, I don't even know. He could talk all he wants. I don't go and click on his thing. I don't need to know. Okay, said her birthday is in bad taste coming in the midst of Jubilee. What the hell? What? He said that? Is it? I would not know if you guys didn't bring it. Should she go back into her mother's womb? What? Okay, British media. Well, that's what he said. So I don't know. I don't need to go find out. British media don't know. Harry, they keep talking. Okay, and I say live a very long time, Thomas, and watch. Unable to speak and see him thrive and what you've done and what you've missed. I'm still not buying that. He had a stroke. He's telling us that. Okay, yes, besides, he has 2 more kids and grandkids. He doesn't bother them. All right. I mean, that's it's just sad in many levels. It's just sad. The same Thomas who said he didn't believe Harry was in the military. What? What? Harry wasn't in the military and would like to take him on. What the hell? Then Wooten was going to cozy up to him, fly him over. Oh, this is BS. Okay, let me move on. You could see what's on the screen, but this is full BS. You keep on repeating nonsense that these people are saying. All right. Next tweet. Okay. After all the nasty thing he said about Meghan and Harry, calling them every name under the sun, even creating a YouTube channel to bully his daughter, why the hell should he reach out? The same talk. Thomas has insulted him every time he gets in front of a camera. So no, if I were Harry, I would not reach out. I mean, Harry knows better. I mean, both of them, Harry and Meghan. Okay, if Harry doesn't now reach out to Meghan's bully father, this is the reason, if you saw my last video, it was all in the making. Okay, the headlines and everything was already made. So for all this BS to come, it's not Harry and Meghan's problem at this point. All right, if Harry doesn't now, as if the person who's writing this headline have control over Harry. Maybe they did when he was in the UK as a working royal, but not now. And Harry wasn't playing their games. Okay, if Harry doesn't, okay, it's like a commending. If you don't, okay, if Harry doesn't now reach out to Meghan's poorly father, I fear he may come to regret it. At this point, no matter what happened to Thomas, it's all on his own making. Okay, as Thomas Markle, who still hasn't met his son-in-law, lies gravely ill, it's not too late for the... If you saw my last video, it says presume. What's the term that they use? It's in that vicinity. Presume or apparent, or show apparent sign of stroke, this kind of thing. It wasn't a stroke, but it was certain sign that show he has a stroke-like symptom. Right? So he's not fully grave. Okay, as Thomas Markle, who still hasn't met his son-in-law, lies gravely ill, it's not too late for the prince to put the past behind him, says Richard K. And when I was reading some of those comments under the tweet, someone who's in the medical field said it's illegal in the U.S. to take pictures of people in a hospital on a gurney or on a stretcher or some sort. So if Harry wants to make right, that's what he should go about. Go after the person or the tabloid who print that thing that show him on the Thomas Markle on the gurney. All right. Oh, so that was it. No comment there. So I stretched this out. Next tweet. When was that? That was the 26th. Today is the 28th. Next tweet. Okay. Quote. We just need to be kinder to ourselves. If we treated ourselves the way we treat our best friend, can you imagine how much better off we will be? That's end quote. Meghan Markle. All right. So that's the same thing here. Quote. Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, is completely right. That's why it's so important to set healthy boundaries. That's the answer to the thing. Set boundaries. We don't owe people access to our lives, especially when we know they will hurt you. Protect your mental health. Yeah, that's exactly that. Okay, amen. I thank Duchess Meghan for showing men and women how to value oneself and mental health by saying no to abuse. She has shown that we can live toxic spaces and still thrive. Yep. That's in French. Okay, Meghan Markle, I agree with her. And cut toxic people from our lives. That's a nice one. What of it? They are very weird. Okay, how do you handle a situation like that? Yes, if you have to play the nice card with all the intricacies or intrigues in life, baby. Okay, I'm a little bit confused with this. Okay, I'm assuming if they are your best friend, you must like them a lot and will do anything for them, even if they're weird. Okay, Meghan's word. I will change. Okay, quote. What is it? I will change. Okay, I will change. Okay, where's the beginning of the quote? Okay, it and if we treat ourselves like our father, how ruined we will be. That's a point. Okay, Madam Duchess, Meghan, effect always caring. Meghan, there's the love. Okay, love our princess, prevail condition or circumstances dictate. Thanks. Thanks for sharing. I really appreciate the Duchess of Sussex. Sam, so rare to see truly genuine people in the public eye. Yep. Next tweet. All right, so this can start from here. Oh my God, it's a long thread. All right, let's see here. This is the thing that I bookmarked. Meghan Markle activism started at an early age, elementary school. So a minute and okay. So this is a thread of her activism. I have a feeling I did this a while back. All right, let's see. All right, so let's start here. I will not go in the comments. I'll just share the videos with you until I reach the one that I personally bookmark. Okay, that was May 26th. Okay, I'm doing a thread on Meghan Markle using her platform to empower women. When Meghan Markle moved to the UK, she met the Grenfell Tower women who lost family from a fire. Her in-laws give thoughts and prayers.
I'm sorry we can only come and give words and comfort, but we are thinking about you the whole time and we really care about what's going on. So
sometimes it does more than financial.
Well, if we can give you the odd smile here and there, that's important. So, you know.
Meghan empowered the Grenfell Tower women. Okay, 22 seconds.
I remember she asked me what my dream was, and I started crying because nobody ever in my life has ever asked me what my dream is. Or is. Not my husband, not my mom, not my father, no one. And I just, I call her a stranger. She's asking me this. And she just showed so much respect, so much love.
Okay, I think I've shared this, but since we're there, might as well share it. Okay, some of the women were able to start their own business because Meghan Markle used her platform to help them accomplish their goal.
Earning that privilege and giving back and also gaining the trust and respect of the general public and then using that position for good.
Okay, this is a minute.
Food united them. Munira Mahmood survived Grenfell, but it's thanks to the Duchess she's still able to cook.
That recipe book has changed 1,000 of people's lives, beginning with me. Everything is happening because of her.
Wow. It was Meghan Markle who suggested...
That was nice to say, beginning with her. It begins with her. Wow.
It was Meghan Markle who suggested making the cookbook.
In January 2018, as I was settling into my new home of London, I met a group of women whose community had been affected by the Grenfell fire.
And the recipes from this community kitchen became a bestseller.
All this food we're cooking in our own homes with this pandemic and in the kitchen, still the funding is coming from that book. And it was because of her. It all goes back to her, I believe. So... thank you.
Does she still keep in touch now? I know she's gone to LA.
Definitely. She's, as I said, she's going through a lot, but still, she doesn't forget those.
Wow.
She's been in touch with.
Food united them. Munira.
It's starting over. Whew. But anyway, let's continue. Okay, Meghan Markle also used her platform to help women going back to work through a charity organization called SmartWorks.
What we need to do is be able to create a platform so that they can be heard, because they have the solutions to some of the world's biggest problems.
Okay, another minute.
When I first moved to the UK, it was incredibly important to me personally to be able to connect with people on the ground doing really important work. And one of the places that I went to very early on was SmartWorks.
And this is one of the things that, let me move it back. One of the things that she said when all four of them were on the stage, where she said she needs to, be in the background, go find out what is needed. That way she could be more impact. I'll put that after this clip. I'll put that thing, what she said, and or maybe I'll just put it now, what she said. And I think this is reflecting on it now.
I think that knowing that I've just been here for 3 months, right? And in that amount of time, but with that said, for me, it's very important to, once you hit the ground running, even if you're doing it quietly behind the scenes, which is what I've focused my energy on thus far, is meeting with the right people, meeting with the right organizations behind the scenes quietly, learning as much as I can so that I can maximize the opportunity we have here to really make an impact. And one of the places that I went to very early on was SmartWorks. What can I do in some small way? How can I try to help you amplify this? We had a lot of donations, but not necessarily the things that women needed to have. And a big piece of this is trying to transform the idea of charity to community. You don't go through your closet and just toss in a box whatever you don't care about anymore. That's charity as we know it today. Community is going through your closet and saying, this is the blazer that I wore when I nailed my first job interview and got my dream job. And I don't need that anymore because I'm where I want to be. But if I'm able to share that blazer and be part of another woman's success story, then that's community.
There was something I believe it was somewhere here. Let's see.
To community. You don't go through your closet and just toss in a box things that women needed to have. Try to help you amplify this.
Amplify.
We have a lot
That's
of
it. You know, using her platform to amplify. This is what the royal family is supposed to do with their platform. They have a huge platform. What they needed to do is to be a patron of a charity is to amplify the charity. Okay, Meghan understand the assignment, but the royal family, I do not know what they got, what they understand of their platform, and then they're hating Meghan for understanding the damn freaking assignment.
Amplify this. We had a lot. What can I do in some small way? How can I try to help you amplify this?
There it is.
We had a lot.
And she was quick to come with ideas. I've said it in my other video, where she went to the Greenfield, you know, talked to these ladies and stuff like that. And then when she realized that they cannot do the cooking every, 7 days a week, she quickly come and said, this is how you're going to get the money. Make the recipe with what you've been cooking. And then been sustain themselves. Meghan understands the assignment. But the royal family, I don't know. They hate her for understanding the damn assignment. You can't help what you understand. All right, let's go to the next one. This is a video clip of Meghan Markle helping to dress a woman to get ready for a job interview. 17 seconds.
I'll try that again. Okay. Just a little bit of fun. Pretty. So pretty. Yeah. I'll try that.
That's the thing. They don't want. Again, I go back to that picture of when Meghan went to the school with the children. She was making the sign with her arm and stuff like that. Meghan was a bright light for those kids. They wanted to shut that light and said those kids need to stay where they are. They should not move up the ladder. This is the thing here, and I'm seeing this here as well. Meghan was too bright for these people, encouraging them, elevate them. So they hated that. Meghan understood the assignment, but they hated that. Next video. This is a video clip of Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, attesting to the impact Meghan Markle made during her short stay in the UK. I didn't hear this yet, but it's a bit too late when she needed the backup, with the exception of the MPs, the ladies who signed that letters, co-signed that letter to say enough is enough with the tabloid. This is the time where we needed a man to say something as well. But let's hear it anyway. It's there.
And it is, I made this point, by the way. I remember I've been to Grenfell many times, James, but I particularly remember going to Grenfell community in the days after Meghan had been there. And I got to tell you, she touched people's lives in ways nobody had. And I've also met, and it is,
okay, I would love to listen to this a little bit more, but it's only 17 seconds. On my last video, I believe there was a tweet that reflect to him, who went to California, and I think he was doing some sort of an event. They invited Harry and Meghan. Harry and Meghan declined, but instead, Harry and Meghan invited him to their house. So I don't know if this is true or not, but that was the tweet that I came across, and I did share it with you. Next one. Prior to getting married, Meghan Markle visited the Mehala Foundation in 2017. This organization is advocating to remove the stigma of menstruation and improve basic hygiene. Okay, 52 seconds. There's a music. I'm just gonna skip it because 31 minutes. I muted. So she was already doing all of this before meeting Harry. All right, so there's a music. I know I'm gonna be flagged for the music. Oh, she's talking here. Oh, so the words are down there, the caption, so it's good. You could read it. Look at this. These kids gravitate toward her. Gravitate toward her. Okay, that's for World Vision. Okay, so there's this here. Meghan Markle wrote an article on period poverty in 2017. Okay, that's this. I don't think I'll read it in this video, but I'll put the link in the description. I click on it to get the link. All right. So this is the one that I bookmark, and I come across that thread, so I shared everything. So let's get to this. This is the tweet that I bookmarked. Meghan Markle activism started at an early age, elementary school. Okay, almost 2 minutes.
Meghan started to develop her political voice at an astonishingly young age. Now in a television first, former teacher Elise Fay remembers.
So this is the Little Red Schoolhouse, also known as Hollywood Schoolhouse, where Meghan spent her time from ages 2 to 13. Let's go inside.
There's a music behind it. I can't help it because while the music is going on, the person is talking. So I'm not sure how YouTube is gonna treat that, but I'm stopping in between anyway.
School was important to her, learning was important, and she had a voice.
And in 1991, that voice was heard. We have recently unearthed footage of Meghan's very first political protest, aged just 10.
Anti-war protests in this country are growing. Thousands of demonstrators gathered outside the White House last night protesting the moves toward possible war.
What happened was her friend was upset.
One of her fellow pupils, a little boy, burst into tears because his elder brother was due to go to the Gulf, due to fight against Iraq.
How the hell do you know? But I would rather hear this narrative from the teacher because the teacher was there. The thing that I was saying, there was a tweet that I come across where I think the other royal did something and they claimed that Meghan copied from her. And the person, some of the squad, the squad always comes to Meghan's defense and said, Meghan have been doing this since she was 11 and 12. She gave the Procter and Gamble as an example. And that was the time frame that I had in my mind about the activism. But it went further back, and it is this one. And I think I commented on it. My comment might be somewhere down here that reflect what I'm saying. But let's continue. I need to stop somewhere. I'm sorry.
And his brother thought that he was going to die.
In order to support him, she held a protest, a Gulf War protest here at the school.
Meghan carried a sign that said, peace and harmony for all the world. And that could be a motto that she could use today.
Younger children who may not fully understand what is at stake marched and sang nonetheless, saying, war hurts everyone.
And as this extraordinary footage shows, even a 10-year-old Meghan found herself front and center at the protest.
She was 10. She was 10 when she protested the Gulf.
10. And here I am, and I'm thinking it was, 11, 12, the Procter Gamble kind of thing. So it went further back.
War. I would say that she had a strong sense of self already.
She was one of those children that would stand up for the underdog. She would stand up for what she believed in, and she was a leader amongst her friends, her peer group.
You have to be confident to stand up for yourself, much less stand up for other people.
Whoa, this is very powerful. Let's hear that again. Come on, play.
Leader amongst her friends, her peer group.
You have to be confident to stand up for yourself,
You have to be confident to stand up for yourself, much less for other people. This woman says some very powerful things.
Her peer group.
You have to be confident to stand up for yourself, much less stand up for other people.
That's spot on. That is spot on. Okay, there's my comment here. Okay, while working in Canada, Meghan Markle volunteered at a shelter and was able to get food for the...
Meghan started to...
Okay, I had to stop that video. While working in Canada, Meghan Markle volunteered at a shelter and was able to get food for the homeless. There's the link here. I'm unable to see it. Okay, so there's been responding to this here. Okay, that even went further back to when I first originally thought Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle started. I thought she was 11 or 12. This video went further back. 10. Okay. What was I doing when I was 10? There's the thinking face. Nothing near to this. Yep. All right, so let's go to the next tweet. Whoa, this tweet went long. I'm already 36 minutes. Looks like I'm going to have more than one video. All right, so now we're getting to the Texas thing. I will try my best to avoid a lot of details of other things. Okay, Meghan visited Uvalde, how do you pronounce that? Uvalde or Uvalde, paid her respect at the memorial and visited volunteers. You know, as I'm reading this and I don't know how to pronounce this, and I'm thinking, if I was watching TV or them talking about it, I would have known how to pronounce it. That's how much I'm trying to avoid anything, any topic about it. The only reason I'm touching it is because Meghan went into it, and I know I could go circle myself around the details of that. Okay, so I'm gonna try to focus on what Meghan did. And if you want to know more detail, please, there's tons of other places you could go and find more details. Okay, I'm focusing on Meghan here. Meghan visited Uvalde, paid her respect at the memorial, and visited volunteers at the blood donation tent. Without ado, she came armed with food and other forms of offering her assistance in whatever capacity the community needed. The community there is willing in disbelief and, okay, is there more? Oh, it's a thread. Let me see if I could read this. Yes, I can. For those that don't know, I graduated from Uvalde. Unfortunately, some are saying this is a publicity stunt, but my friend and classmate have confirmed she was there in a very humble manner. She been comforting parents and lost their children. Oh, I'm telling you, this is the thing that gets me. Parents who lost their children. I'm aware, okay? As much as I try to avoid, but I'm aware one parent lost 2 children. How do you go? How do you move on with life? Knowing this pain, this sting in your conscience. All right, let's continue. She's a mother. And there was another story. It's in my head because even though I told you I wasn't going to touch it, but news everywhere is talking about it. One child who did not want to go to school that day, wanted to stay with the mother, is gone. How can that mother move forward? Okay? I try to avoid it, but sometimes there are things that the people put with their pictures, the caption doesn't match the picture, and that's how I was able to know this. It's through a caption. Okay? She's been trying to do, okay, let's go back here. She's been comforting parents that lost their children. She's a mother who is doing what she can for those parents. She's been trying to do what she can to volunteer to help feed families. First responders, volunteers comfort those around her, and even offering financial assistance to help parents bury their angels. Oh my God. A cost no parent should ever have to pay for. And it's not cheap. It's not cheap in the US. It's easy to make false claim about what you don't know. Please keep in mind this. In such a broken community right now, that literally every single person that showed up is truly making a difference. I'm glad she's doing what she can. I live in Alaska right now, and if I could afford to do what she's doing, I would in a heartbeat. Thank you, Meghan, for taking time out of your busy schedule to help mend our broken hearts. Okay? So if the squad did not share this, I will not know. Okay? So this is someone who used to live in that community, is now. That's a huge change from in terms of weather thing, from a kind of humid, hot place to freezing. All right. So she used to live in that community. I mean, everybody with common sense, no, in a situation like that. My goodness, how do you comfort a family? All right. So let me read that last sentence because this is a thread. This person continued. The community there is reeling in disbelief and intense, overwhelming grief. 19 lives gone in a moment. 17 sweet children who had glorious potential ahead of them. 2 caring, motivating teachers. A husband whose heart could not beat the shock of grief of losing his beloved wife. Meghan was there to share in their grief and to offer comfort. She bought food for the volunteer and first responders. She even offered financial assistance if it was required. Meghan's compassion, kindness, generosity, and humanity is not new. It is not driven by anything else than simply being a decent person. And I'm glad that I put that tweet that I just read, the long thread. I'm glad that I shared before that one. I didn't even know this one was a thread. Okay? It's not driven by anything else than simply being a decent person. Okay, my respect and admiration for Meghan and Harry is not based on empty fandom. It is founded in acknowledging their humility, their compassion, their kindness, generosity, and basic decency. They realize they are in a position to make the change they want to see in the world. Gandhi. Okay, I have no more tolerance of those who perpetrate their bias and prejudice against Meghan, with more fabrication, choosing to spread misinformation and lies. I have gathered language for those who spew hate, but I refuse to feed their useless, hateful energy, scum bottom feeders they are. That is true. Okay, she put this, let's see here. Ellie Hall. That sounds familiar. Ellie Hall. I don't know. She sounds familiar. I might have touched base on her before. Okay, I'm happy to explain it to you. One of the volunteers in the kitchen at the community blood drive recognized Meghan and asked her for a photo. She politely agreed. The volunteer showed the photo to whoever that is, Arcadia Goba, and gave BuzzFeed News permission to publish it. Tada. So that's how we know. That's how we know. Ellie Hall. Well, I think she wrote something that had to do with, okay, BuzzFeed, and then Bozier had something. There was something. I know her name sounds familiar. I know I've shared things with you, but believe me, if I were to dwell on every tweet that happened, I will not have a life. I'll be very depressed. So she sounds familiar. Meghan did not bring any cameras, Netflix, or otherwise to the community center when she dropped off her donation. She avoided the news cameras and reporters that were already at the community center. Volunteers saw this person again. She snuck into the kitchen through a back door. Okay, so it's good to know. Okay, there it is. I'm glad that I shared this. This is why I said it's good to follow the right people. If I did not follow the right people, I will not know this. Okay, there's another tweet she shared again. False. Those are all 24/7 stakeout journalists at the town square memorial, not the school memorial location. They film every single person who shows up, including every survivor actually who comes. Not a single one of the journalists is paid by her or her team. Okay, good to know as well. I was seeing other tweets that were saying this thing. They were comparing her with, what's her name? Kate, who went to that other vigil for somebody. I forgot the name of that person. And it was illegal. I bookmark it. It's somewhere, but it's probably going to be on the next video because I have a lot more tweets to share with you. And I will not be able to squeeze all in this. I'm already 44 minutes. Okay, Meghan Markle visited Uvalde Memorial for victim of Texas school shooting. Okay, I had no idea who she was. She just was carrying a conversation like her, and I knew each other for years. Volunteer Gloria Contreras, 40, told BuzzFeed News. So this is the person who gave the picture. Quote, we were just talking about, the situation and what happened, what we were doing here. I told her about us giving out water to the people and feeding them, end quote. And she continued, I even talk about my personal life, telling her about my son and my family and, coming to Texas because she told me she was from Santa Barbara. And I said, well, you need to come to Texas. Contreras said, we were talking about Texas and Uvalde. I think I'm pronouncing it wrong. Uvalde, Texas, and Uvalde, and how it is to be in a small town and how everybody is so kind and warm-hearted and we know each other and stuff, and how the faith is deep-rooted. Okay, a Sussex representative confirmed to BuzzFeed News that the Duchess traveled to Uvalde, quote, in a personal capacity as a mother, end quote, in order to offer, quote, her condolences and support in person to a community experiencing unimaginable grief. This is the thing, imaginable. All right, a blood drive volunteer in Uvalde who met Meghan Markle today told, there's that person again, quote, it's funny, we didn't even know it was her until after she left, And now we're so sad. I mean, to be honest, we thought she was our neighbor. And she was, there she is here, yeah. So outside, she didn't wear her mask. Inside, she wear her mask. You see, this is the thing. The thing is still out there because she has her babies. All right, there she is. All right, so let's continue. So it's good to know the detail. Meghan Markle goes to Uvalde, Texas, place white roses at makeshift memorial. There it is. Yep, she dressed just like any other person. Yeah, you could see the sadness on her face. Yeah, you will not even know. Look at all those cameras here. If they had known. If they had known. There she is here. Just casual and go. Just looking at her giving that prayer here. My goodness, my goodness, my goodness. This is the thing oh Lord. I don't know how those parents do it. Okay, there's this. Meghan Markle makes a cognito visit to Uvalde to help because that, okay. Meghan Markle, Duchess of Sussex, made surprise visit to Uvalde, Texas yesterday to help in the wake of the school shooting. Care for those having a meltdown. That's the shit. For those having a meltdown, seeing Meghan visit Uvalde, self-combust, if you can, and go away. That's a good thread. I didn't even know it was that detailed. Bless her, she's an angel. All right, so that's a very good thread. I didn't even know. Am I visiting her? I'm saying visiting, following. Oh, I am following her. No wonder. Oh, no, follow. Now I'm following her. Okay. How did it come on my timeline? Okay. This is the thread. Okay, never mind. All right, so that was that. Let's go to the next tweet that I bookmark. I'm focusing on my list. Okay, Meghan and Mandana Dayani, president of ArcheWell, visit the memorial to pay their respect. Both have been very outspoken on gun control before. Oh, there's a thread within a thread, 20 seconds. So let's see here. So this, okay.
Pay their respects to the children.
One funerals.
Sarah Smith reporting from Uvalde there. And in the last hour, Meghan Markle, Duchess of Sussex, who of course lives in the United States, has visited the memorial outside Robb Elementary School. She spent around 5 minutes there, where local community members have gathered to pay their respects to the children and teachers who died.
One funerals.
Okay, so two mothers, you know, two mothers, Mandana, I'm telling you, and Meghan, two mothers. Can you imagine this? Okay, let's see. Almost did not share this because it is by you know who, but these were Meghan's thought on gun control in 2016. Okay, let's read this one. Okay, I hope I could say it. Tuesday, October 3rd, the appalling mass shooting in Las Vegas almost defied belief for its scale and horror. I've campaigned for gun control in America since the Sandy Hook atrocity in 2012. Yeah, this is still embedded in my brain. I haven't got over it. I've mentioned Sandy Hook many times and many other videos occasionally here and there. This is still fresh in my mind. This is why I did not want to go too deep into this one, because it's unimaginable. Okay, when I was working for CNN, one of my most enlightening conversations about this explosive issue came with a famous U.S. actress after another school shooting in 2015 during the U.S. election race, when a student at was it Umpqua College in Oregon shot dead a professor and 8 other students in a classroom. This shit needs to stop. My goodness. Quote, "What is it with your nation and guns?" I asked the actress. "Shameful, I know," she replied. "It's so deeply controversial and brings up so many other issues. Race relations, religious intolerances, etc. So since we can't solve each of those in one fell swoop, the logical situation would be to have much stricter gun laws, but there is resistance. Not sure how you'd sleep at night with that over your head unless you fall into a Trump school of thought, that it's not the guns, but the mental illness." That is true. So then why give mental ill people access to guns legally? It's staggering. I admire your stance at CNN on gun violence. Just wish more people in my country will make a stance about it. If America regulate guns like it does cars, I replied, thousands of lives will be saved every year. Yes, she agreed. I read an interesting thing on Instagram recently suggesting we treat every man who wants a gun like a young woman who wants abortion. Whoa! Wow! I never really thought of that. I never put these two together. That's a very good perspective. Wow. So I have a mandatory 48-hour waiting period, parental permission, and a note from his doctor providing he knows what he's doing. Then he'll be shown a video about the effect of gun violence, and when he tries to buy one, he'll be made to walk through a bunch of people calling him a murderer because their loved one had been shot dead. A good idea from at least one American who understands something has to be done to stop the slaughter. The actress was Meghan Markle. I never thought of putting gun control with abortion. Wow, that's a very good perspective. Okay, so there's no comment, there's more retweet. 115 retweet. Let's go to the next tweet. Okay, I'm 53 minutes. So that's the thing. Almost. Okay, so that's the same thing I put here. Let's go to the next one. Okay, Meghan has made it very clear where she stands. Meghan Markle. I've lost my father. I lost a baby. I nearly lost my name. Whoa! There's the loss of identity, but I'm still standing. But my hope for people and the takeaway from this is to know that there's another side, to know that life is worth living. Okay, there's one comment. I just know white old British men are not asking a victim to side with her abuser. There's the verify. Wow. Okay, these were some stuff that were going on during all the talks with the school shooting, and I'm trying to avoid, and I still went to shuffle through them and find some good tweets to share with you. There's Page Master. Dear British people commenting on Meghan Markle today, this does not concern you. Why can't you guys mind your business? Cheerio or whatever. The Page Master is something. She doesn't come out often, but when she does, you know, she brings her silly side with very good point too. And there she is again. When royal family is blatantly racist, when the royal family pays off sex traffickers' victims, when the royal family spend billions on a party while civilians are starving, the same thing, when Meghan Markle breathes. Look at the eyes, everything else, they close their eyes, but when Meghan Markle does something, boom, the eyes is wide open. Okay, I don't think they get that, which sucks for them. They got people, even blue checks, that don't follow Meghan, but here defending her and calling out Britain. The minority on Twitter is not winning. Okay, she is an American citizen. She can go wherever she wants to. Okay, thanks. Bye. They should be grateful they don't have this type of gun violence that is daily occurrences in this country. That's for sure. Okay, I've never met a British person who says Cheerios. Okay, my landlady did. I live in London, 1994 to 95. My landlady did. Whether it's true or not. But let's go to the next tweet. There's that. Be warned, haters. When it comes to protecting Meghan Markle, we've got claws and a beating stick for you. Please stay off our squad street. I thought that was I thought that was funny. It's like, we already know you guys gonna come out, but we're ready to protect her. All right, so there's this picture. All right, let's go to the next tweet. There's no comment. I've never seen a hate machine go to work more quickly than the Meghan Markle trolls, and to endure so long over time too. Okay, she retweeted that. Okay, the fact that there are full-time Meghan Markle hate careerists and the internet is depressing enough that they're making the Uvalde shooting about their hatred for Meghan is truly disturbing. Okay, I'm not even going to go on that thread. Let's focus on that. Okay, one of the most bizarre things about this story is that this campaign doesn't seem to have a motive. There's no goal, there's no trying to achieve other than being incredibly mean and harmful. Okay, there's the BuzzFeed thing. Here's a deep dive into the organized campaign of hate. One of the most bizarre things about this story is that this campaign doesn't seem to have a motive. There's no goal. They're trying to. I'm not even going to go on that. That's because they work in tandem with the voivoda, which feed them daily, and their mission has yet to be fulfilled. That's a very good point by Pagan here. That is a very good point. And they're falling flat in their face because not only with our prayers, but people are not buying it. People are not buying it. The kind of machine that they did in the UK to poison the mind. In other words, because their name's already out there. I'm talking the royal rats in the UK who's been writing nonstop. Their name's already associated with the hate campaign for Meghan. They can do that over here because people already know. So they probably, how do you call this? Freelancing in those kind of things. Hire people to write hate things.
I was called by the Sun newspaper. If you don't know what the Sun is, it's sort of
got the topless girl on page 3. That's all you need to know.
And they called me about a month ago to ask if I'd write about how Meghan was like Wallace and how Meghan was going to destroy the royal family and the arguments between Meghan and Kate. And I said, I'm really sorry, I'm just not privy to all of this. I don't think I could do it. And the commissioning editor was really twisting my arm to write this article and say, but you could say, couldn't you, that X happened, and you could say that she's fired all her staff, and you could say that Kate has said this. And I said, well, I'm really sorry, I don't know that, I can't do it. And this conversation went on for about half an hour, and I didn't write the article, but it just gives you an insight into how this whole thing is being, you know, the flames are being fanned by the media,
You've heard the phrase cottage industry, this is a palace industry. Yeah.
And I hope those people who's taking those, you know, part-time job to write hate campaign, make them think. I hope God make them pause and think, because we know the tactic before. I've shown videos. I don't have it specifically. It's embedded in some of my videos where they hiring, pushing people, say, write some hate campaign. So you could say this in your thing. You could say that on your thing. And then the person was saying, but I never met her. I can't write this for her, about her for you because I never met her. I hope those people that are sanctioned to write hate pieces about Meghan take the time and think and said, okay, if whether or not they have kids or not, and said, me putting this nonsense out there, is it worth it for that 1 minute of a paycheck? For me to do this, that will last a lifetime. I hope God put a pause in them for them to think. All right, for them to think and stop, because a few minutes worth of a few bucks, it's not worth of a lifetime of negativity in this world. Because if you have kids, at some point in time, it's gonna come back and straight to of your offspring, some shape or form. Okay, now their mission is to make people boo the Sussexes. Hope the British people prove them wrong and cheer them instead. What is it? In my last video, I think I was talking about how I'm seeing the more Brits are speaking out. They are more aware. They're starting to understand whatever box that they were in, they're starting to flourish out of it. Okay, let's see here. There's this. Prince William's former private secretary was instrumental in Brexit disinfo as Director of Strategy in the UK Cyber Agency. He joined KP in March 2018 in time for the Meghan problem. Okay, she put in quote, Meghan problem, and left just after Harry and Meghan left in January 2020. Many similarities between Brexit and Megxit cyber warfare. This type of people, I don't know, do they have kids? Do they have kids? How is that going to affect them later on in life? Okay, Mr. Case read history at Cambridge University and went on to undertake a PhD in Queen Mary University in London. After his doctorate, he joined the civil servant in 2006 and worked for GCHQ, rising to become the cyber agency director of strategy. But they use that in a negative way. In a negative way. Jeez. Baggage for God. That's all. Baggage for God. Okay, Simon Case. Mr. Case was briefly director of strategy at GCHQ before going on to work for the Duke of Cambridge as his private secretary. This is the one when I keep on mentioning when William is hiring politician to join his campaign, when he had a gold mine. Okay, if he really wanted to be popular on social media, Meghan was that, because Meghan have done that before. If Meghan did not know, okay, because of her position, people she has dealt with, because she keep in touch with people, good people, okay, that she cross path with. If Meghan did not know how to help William and the capacity that William wanted, I'm sure Meghan know of someone who knows someone who knows someone who would put him on that stage that he really needed. But because he was so blind with hate, he bring a hate person. And now, not only did he bring a hate person, now he knows how the royal family work. So they could how to strategize how to take them down. Okay? So he made a huge mistake, meaning William. Okay, he was the claimed recipient of the alleged email from Jason Kenoff. Okay, so he probably was the one who took the phone of Meghan and put whatever, bugged Meghan's phone in some shape or form so they could get the text message when Meghan herself cannot retrieve it. I don't know if some of you are aware of this. Okay, if you go back, I'm assuming maybe he was the one who strategized for this. And Meghan wasn't able to retrieve her text messages and all of that, but they could receive it in their end. Okay. He was the claimed recipient of the alleged email from Jason Kenoff outlining bullying concern at the top of the palace chain. Case now 42 has more recently returned to government, first a permanent secretary in Downing Street, to the Prime Minister, and more recently to the Cabinet Secretary. Can you imagine this? After knowing how the Cambridge's system, the royal family works, can you imagine how he would bring this to over there? To the Prime Minister? Because the Prime Minister is in a bad shape right now. I still don't understand how he's still in position. But to blackmail people and said, look, you did this. If you don't back me up here, you know, that backstabbing kind of thing. Give and take. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. This kind of thing. So he probably gave information. Jeez. But let's continue with it. First as a permanent secretary in Downing Street to the Prime Minister, and more recently as Cabinet Secretary running Whitehall, the youngest ever person to take on the job. He's been dubbed the most important man in politics you probably never heard of. There it is. He's in the background doing the dirty work for those people. Let me read some of the comments and then I'll go to another video because I'm already an hour. The hate is clearly disturbing. It reminds me of what Prince Harry said. Quote, they will never stop except she is dead. End quote. It sent chills down my spine. It is becoming clear what their motive is, but God will not allow it. Exactly. Exactly. More than 5 years ago, my heart breaks for her. Also, the tragedy that has unfolded with these children and adults, the world is truly messed up. Okay, deep pockets, state-sponsored, institution sanctioned, and Twitter keeps allowing it. What the F? I wonder why. What is it? Not too long ago, something happened. I forgot what it was, and I think I did bring it up to you guys. Something had happened, and then Twitter quickly, I think it had to do with Elon Musk or something, or maybe in some shape or form connected to the Johnny Depp thing. I don't remember what it was, but Twitter sent out their rules and regulation and stuff like that. They updated. And one of the things that I was able to see is the fact that they made it clear, whatever you put out there, you are responsible for it. They just the platform. So the reason I was looking for that is see if there was some sort of a connection of sharing between two different social media, because this is what I'm doing. You know, sharing those tweets that people are talking about, because some of you are not on Twitter. And I was looking for that to see how it applies for me. I didn't read all of it, which I should, but I was looking for the part that I felt like I needed, where I could see something that might affect me for my channel. And that's what I look for, and I saw it. It didn't affect me, so I move on. Because I don't tweet often. I will tweet little thing here and there, or if I retweet something, maybe it's something that reflects on me or something that I would like for you to see as well. But I don't go crazy like those derangers. So let's do a prayer. All right, let's do prayer. What should we do? Prayer. I don't know. This just come for God will. I don't know what that means, but that's the first thing that crossed my mind. All right. Thy will be done. Prayer for God's will, not mine. Okay. Oh Lord, my heavenly Father, I praise your holy name. I pray for your will to be done in my life and in this world. For your way to rule here on earth as it does in heaven. I'm not in control. Lord, you are. Even though that's often hard for me to admit and accept. All right. So let's do a prayer. Let's pick one of these. Let's do the one in the middle. Hopefully I could see it. Okay, good. Thy will be done. O Lord, my heavenly Father, I praise your holy name. I pray for your will to be done in my life and in this world. For your way to rule here on earth as it does in heaven. I'm not in control. Lord, you are. Even though that's often hard for me to admit and accept. I'm releasing what comes next into your hands, O Lord, and trusting you fully. I want to step into whatever path you lay before me, even when it looks different from what I thought I wanted. For I know you have bigger plans for my life, so I submit my life to your will. I will trust and obey you with an eager and joyful heart. Father, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Amen. Okay, so I'll leave this as that. I don't know what to add to it, but I'll leave it as that. And I hope those parents find comfort. I just don't know. I'm just going to leave it as that. On my last video, I shared some thoughts, and I still feel the same. I just hope they find comfort somewhere. So that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link in the description. You could donate, or you could just watch the commercial or be a member. Okay? Occasionally, I throw some random video there, and many of you who have become a member, you don't mind whatever I throw, but I appreciate that. You just wanted to support me. I truly appreciate that. But occasionally, I throw in some important things that I don't share with everybody. All right? So that's it. Thank you for your support. I'm going to do another video.